Hello, I'm Deanna. Next to me is Ryan. After Ryan is Sean. Last but not least is Landry. In our book club, we were to read books falling in different genres on the subject of the World War II. When we finished reading the book we had picked, we would pick at least one character that was brave throughout the war. I had picked Annalex. Annalex was in a book named Lost Childhood, My Life in a Japanese Prison Camp by Annalex Hofstra Layson. In this book, Mom, Annalex, and Grandma Oma are put into a prison camp, while Jack is put into a different camp because he was a male. Their dad is on a mission for World War II. In Lost Childhood, My Life in a Japanese Prison Camp, there were several characters that were brave. As you heard up above, I picked Annalex. Annalex shows bravery throughout the whole war. One example of this bravery is when her brother Jack is put into a different camp halfway across the world. What Annalex did was she stayed brave and just told him to look for the Big Dipper constellation, which will make him feel like everything is okay. Another example of this bravery is when her mother was being beaten. Even when the kids did something wrong, their mothers would be beaten for the kids' poor choices. There are many more examples of Annalex's bravery. There is just one more that I would like to share with you. This example of bravery is when her mother is forced to walk to the next camp that is nearly 2 hours away when you are on a train. Annalex wonders if she will ever see her mother or her brother Jack again, but instead of crying, she just hopes. At the camp, Annalex thought it was horrible, which it was. But when she was eating dinner, which was grasses, slugs, and snails, and they called it salad, she realized what it was like to grow up poor. World War II had changed Annalex because she's 3 years old, so when she saw something she liked, she would ask for it and, of course, get it. Eating the salad, though, made her realize that life isn't fair. Throughout the World War II, Annalex hasn't just been brave, but she also realized that life has consequences that come with it. Sometimes you just have to deal with it.
My name is Ron McCarthy, and this is my presentation on Birth of Bravery, Research of the World War II. The book I read was Voices of World War II, Stories from the Front Lines, by Lewis Miner. I'll be doing two characters today. My first character is William Ash. William Ash is a British World War II pilot. Ash lived in a German prison camp after getting his plane shot down. He could not stand the prison no longer. The German prison guards didn't take good care of him, but he was determined to escape. His plan was to dig a tunnel all the way to the other side of the prison fence. He was captured within a week. Ash was brave for his confidence to never give up. My second character's name is Hiyashi Ichu. Hiyashi Ichu was a Japanese kamikaze pilot. His job was to crash his plane into enemy. He had a daily mission then. He was going to do his first and his last kamikaze. His mission was to crash his plane into Pearl Harbor. None of them returned. Hiyashi was brave for completing his deadly mission as a kamikaze pilot. Both of these warriors are brave for fighting for the country, even though they're on different sides of the war. And that was my presentation. Sean?
In my book, Forging Freedom by Hudson Talbot, I thought Jap Penrat was very brave. Jap Penrat was a 13-year-old boy when the Holocaust started. He lived in Amsterdam. When World War II started, Jap wanted to protect all the Jews from Hitler, but he knew that was impossible. But he tried to help as many as possible anyway. In 1940, he made fake ID cards for Jews so they could have bigger rations. For a couple of years, it worked, until Nazis started putting stars on Jews. Also, they sent Jap to jail because they found out about the fake ID cards. Just saying a few names would get Jap out of jail, but Jap refused. And he was sent to a standing cell. Still refusing to say names, he finally, after hours in a standing cell, Jap was free. When he got out of jail, he made a system to help Jews. He brought a group of Jews to a train station and went to France, where they found Jap's friend, Henry, who took the Jews. Jap repeated the method and saved many Jews. Jap Penrat was very brave. Landry?
The book I read was The Red Tails, World War II's Tuskegee Airmen by Stephen L. Jones. The character I picked in my book is Benton O. Davis, who was born in 1912, Washington, D.C. He only moved to Illinois when he was still a child. When Benjamin was a teenager, he spent a summer with relatives in Washington, D.C. He watched an air show. He really liked watching the airplanes do spins and dives. Benjamin wanted to fly. He graduated from Central High School in Cleveland. He started college in Cleveland, but his father wanted him to go to the U.S. Military Academy in West Point, New York. Benjamin was not sure if he should go to West Point. He heard that African Americans were not treated very well. Also, Benjamin did not like the segregated army. However, he decided to give West Point a try. Benjamin had to take a tough entrance test to get into West Point. He already had a year of college. He thought he would have no trouble passing the test. He was wrong. He failed, but his failure motivated him to do better. He studied hard the next time and passed the test. He entered the academy in 1932. 4 years were very difficult. He was discriminated against by the all-white Corps of Cadets. Many did not want blacks to the academy. Benjamin had no roommate his entire 4 years. He was lonely. Instead of complaining, he worked harder. He would not be forced to quit the academy. Years later, he wrote, "I was silent solely because cadets did not want black cadets at West Point. Only purpose was to freeze me out." Benjamin said the other cadets did not know how stubborn he was. He was going to put up with it. He was going to graduate. So before his senior year, he applied for the Army Air Corps. He wanted to fly rather than be in infantry. Benjamin easily passed the physical test required for pilots. But soon he heard the bad news that he was rejected. The Army did not want black pilots. Benjamin graduated from West Point in 1936. Excellent in school. Grades ranked 35th in his class of 236 cadets. He became a second lieutenant in the Army. Benjamin married and was sent to Georgia in the segregated South. He was in the Army, but never lost his dream to fly. Over the next 5 years, Benjamin rose to the rank of captain. He was then transferred to Tuskegee Institute. There he commanded an officer training program at the college. Later he went to the Kansas Army Post. Benjamin and his wife just settled in Kansas when good news arrived that Captain Davis was assigned to an all-black flying unit in Tuskegee, Alabama. His dream of flying had been answered. He later became the leader of a squadron. Benjamin was brave because even though the white cadets isolated and separated him, he did not give up and quit West Point. That's all we have for you today. So thank you for your time, and don't forget to check out the bulletin board named Birth of Bravery, Characters of World War II, downstairs in the hallway. If you're interested in any of the books we have read, and you did not catch the titles, here they are. Deanna read My Lost Childhood, Life in a Japanese Prison Camp by Annalex Hofstra Lacey. Sean read Forging Freedom by Hudson Talbot. Brian has read Voices of World War II, Stories from the Front Line by Lewis Minor Hugh. I have read The Red Tails, World War II, Tuskegee Airmen by Stephen L. Jones.